Get my news coverage from a reliable source.
Hey players. Good morning, players. Good morning, players. All players. Hey players. Musty Marjorie. Frumpy Duck. This is incitement of an insurrection. They suspended her without explanations. This witness wasn't shown on camera because she was underage. And a spokesperson for Mayor Jacob Fry to the motherfucking Duck, who's in the mariachi band being placed outside of his house. This is Double D Momo, reporter for the Black Green News, where I'm black and the news is always accurate. Player, grab your teacup. It's time for Real Tea with Double D. Hey players. Welcome to a brand new episode of the Real Tea with Double D. Of course, I am Double D, and we are on the GSMC Podcasting Network. So excited to have you all with me tonight to record a brand new episode. And it has been a week, hasn't it? It's Thursday, and I'm telling you, I'm so ready for Friday. I don't know what to do. You know what I'm ready for, though? I'm ready for Christmas week, when I will be having Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday off from work. I am so exhausted and I need some rest. Even though I had surgery this week, I actually went back to work the very next day. Although I was in some pain, I still went back to work. I don't do a lot of, I don't do manual labor. So it was okay for me to go back to work the next day. So thank you all for joining me tonight. I am so excited to be here with you all. We got some really good stuff to talk about tonight. I'll just let everybody know out here in Facebook land and YouTube land that I am recording a episode of the Real Tea with Double D. I won't be able to converse with you as much because the people out in podcasting world, they cannot see your comments. They cannot interact with you. So it won't be fair for me to devote a lot of time here to things that they can't see, but I do appreciate you all for joining me and in recording this episode. I'm so excited to have you here. I love to have an audience and I love to see your comments. So keep commenting, talk amongst yourself. I'm just excited tonight because we got a real good episode, honey. I declare, honey, it's some disgrace going on around here. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Of course, you know, we got to talk about it. And you know, I said it last time I was here. I am so sick and tired of talking about the COVIDer. But I don't believe that we're going to be done talking about COVID for a very long time. In fact, the last time I recorded one of these, one of the commenters said, well, they say it'll be about 10 years before we get out of this. Well, gosh darn it, I'm starting to believe it, because I'm telling you, with all these different variants coming from here and there, and people not wanting to comply with vaccinations, boosters, people having their own reasons. And I mean, I'm going to encourage you to get vaccinated at the end of the day, but, you know, people have their reasons, and I'm telling you, it's setting us back a whole lot. But we have made some strides in vaccinations. I checked the CDC website right before getting on here, and vaccination in the U.S., there are 71.5% of people that are partially vaccinated. So we're heading in the right direction. That's actually the number that's actually around the number that Dr. Fauci had said in the beginning that we needed to get to. I think it was around 75%. So we're at 71.5% for partially vaccinated, whereas the 60% for fully vaccinated. And then there are 15% of us that have gotten our booster shots. I'm not eligible for a booster yet. I didn't get my COVID shot until late. You know, I had my reasons. I didn't get mine until June, and I'm not eligible for a booster shot yet, but I will be getting the booster shot when it is my time. My mother got her booster shot. She didn't have any issues. I was offered the COVID shot in the beginning, but I did not get it. I have my reasons for waiting to see what was going to come out in the washing and arranging. So that's exactly what I did. Again, 15% of people have gotten their booster shots, which is way low than where they would like us to be, especially with this new variant, which is called the Omicron variant. Today, the FDA actually approved emergency use emergency authorization for the booster shot for 16 to 17-year-olds. So Dr. Fauci had this to say today regarding booster shots. And I'm telling you, they are really, really, really pushing boosters. And I want you guys to hear what Dr. Fauci had to say.
Is there any reason not to get a booster at this point?
Not at all, Lester. I think if ever there was a reason and an underscoring of the importance of getting a booster, it's now. It's very clear from the data that although you can get some protection, likely from severe disease from the two-shot mRNA, the booster raises up that level to the point where you can feel reasonably comfortable that most people will be very well protected.
You are bullish, and you have been bullish on boosters, yet here we sit, 2 doses now. It's considered fully vaccinated. Are there conversations underway right now to change the recommendation?
This is something that's on the table, that's being discussed. I don't see it happening immediately, but I think as time goes by and we learn more about the importance of this with regard to the new variant, I think you'll be seeing at least a consideration of this.
Do you think we're headed in that direction, though, making that new recommendation?
I believe so, Lester. I can't say for sure, and I don't want to have any promises for people, but at least it's being seriously discussed.
So that's what Dr. Fauci had to say. Actually, Pfizer, the CEO, came out and said that he would like for people that there may be a need for a fourth shot. So at this point, we're kind of like listening to this and seeing where this is going. Is this going to be a situation where we're going to be getting a large COVID shot at the beginning of the year and then twice in the middle of the year, or every 6 months we're going to have to get a COVID shot in order for us to be considered protected? I mean, that's kind of where we're at now, because I remember in the beginning when COVID shot, when the COVID vaccine became a thing, people were like, I'll get the vaccine. Then they start talking about booster shots, and people were like, oh my gosh, not booster shots. Why do we have to do something like that? So I think that's also why Dr. Fauci is very careful in his verbiage and what he says. I think that Dr. Fauci learned a big lesson from when he said that masks were not effective, and the right definitely harped on that. You remember he said that masks were not effective in the beginning, at least the just a regular mask. He said that N95s were more effective, and then he had to come and backpedal and pussy pop out of that after more research and say that masks were effective. And we have seen that masks are effective in preventing COVID as long as you're practicing social distancing as well. So that's what Dr. Fauci had to say today. Again, we're looking at a fourth, a possible, they're pushing boosters, and then Pfizer said that there may be a possibility for a fourth shot with this Omicron variant, which is supposed to be highly contagious, and it affects the elderly. It's very scary out here, you all. I'm very worried about it. I got to sneeze. Excuse me. Oh, my God. Sorry, y'all. I couldn't hold it. What I declare, honey, what a disgrace. Okay, anyway, whatever, it happens. Okay, so, and I done lost my balance. What was I? Okay, so anyway, let's scoot up. Y'all done lost my balance. Come on, Tiffany. Get it together. Come back. Come back, Tiffany. Come back. Where was I? Help me. Where was I? I don't know where I was at, y'all. Anyway, so there's a possibility of a fourth shot. A fourth COVID shot, at least according to Pfizer. Dr. Fauci doesn't want to confirm nor deny that yet, and I understand his sentiments there. He doesn't want to get into the same type of deal he got into with the mask. So while we have Dr. Fauci over here talking about COVID booster shots, pushing people to get the boosters, telling them that they are what's the most effective way to try to deter this Omicron variant, which is supposed to be highly contagious. We have people like Senator Ron Johnson who are doing things like this. I declare, honey, y'all please brace for impact.
But there are things you can do, again, vitamin D, zinc, keep yourself healthy. Vitamin C, by the way, standard gargle, mouthwash has been proven to kill the coronavirus. Even if you get it, if you're you may reduce viral replication. There's all why not try all these things? It just boggles my mind that the NIH continues to tell people do nothing. Maybe take Tylenol.
Did y'all hear him? Hold on, let me play it again because I don't think y'all heard it. There's not enough outrage in here.
But there are things you can do. Again, vitamin D, zinc, keep yourself healthy. Vitamin C. By the way, standard gargle, mouthwash has been proven to kill the coronavirus. Even if you get it, if you may reduce viral replication. There's all why not try all these things? It just boggles my mind that the NIH continues to tell people do nothing. Maybe take Tylenol.
This man said mouthwash, Listerine, Dr. Tushy, Scope. He said mouthwash. There is absolutely no scientific evidence that mouthwash kills COVID. Don't listen to this fool. And see, this is going to be the same thing that happened with ivermectin. You're going to have people getting drunk off of mouthwash because you know you can get drunk off of mouthwash because it has alcohol in it. This man said mouthwash. I declare, honey, what a freaking disgrace. There is absolutely no scientific evidence to prove that mouthwash kills COVID. In no way, shape, form, or fashion is that a proven fact. You remember when this reminds me of when Frumpy Dump said, that crap about injecting bleach. You got these people taking ivermectin, a horse bug drug is what I used to call it. You got these people taking that, and then you also got him talking about mouthwash. Baby, these people gonna be. Before long, there's not going to be any mouthwash on the shelves. And we're going to have to blame Senator Ron Johnson. If we're all running around here with our teeth turning yellow and our breath stank and our mouth's not clean, we're going to have to blame Ron Johnson because all the mouthwash is going to be gone from the shelves because these stupid people have not been vaccinated. They're not doing any social distancing. They're not wearing masks. So they're just going to go to the store and buy all the Scope, the Listerine, the Dr. Tushin. They're going to buy all of that, and we're not going to have anything left for us, just like they did the damn toilet tissue. It's literally going to be a hot boo-boo shitty mess. I declare, honey, what a disgrace, but I expect nothing less from Ron Johnson. I swear, I believe that Ron Johnson is drunk every time he speaks. He may be drinking too much mouthwash himself because every time he speaks, he's shuffling his head around. I don't know what's wrong with him, and I don't want to project any type of mental illness or something on anybody, but it is ridiculous. I got to come up with a nickname for him, honey. Drunky McGee. I don't know, because every time he talks, he's shaking his head, and I'm really wondering, does he have some type of ailment that's having him be like this? His head is always leaning to the side. He's slurring his words. He's slumped over. I'm like, damn. I mean, if I was up close to you, would I be smelling E&J? I mean, I declare, honey, what a disgrace. I am going to come up with a name for him. And it's going to have something to do with drunk, because I swear every time he speaks, it's drunk. He sounds drunk. So he was at he was doing a Wisconsin town hall, and he really harped on people using mouthwash to treat COVID. I declare. It's ridiculous to me. And this is why we are in this state as a nation, where we haven't done the right thing to actually contain COVID, because we have these stupid QAnon conspiracy theorists that continue to push rhetoric like this. And I'm telling you, it is dangerous. It is really dangerous to tell people that they can literally kill COVID with mouthwash. I'm telling you, y'all gonna be driving down the street. Y'all gonna look over and see an old station wagon, and the back of it gonna be filled with boxes of mouthwash. And you're gonna look up and you're gonna say, Double D said it. She said it. Ron Johnson, motherfucking ass. That's exactly what y'all gonna say. Child, this is a hot boo boo shitty mess. And while we have Senator Ron Johnson in Wisconsin over there talking about mouthwash treats COVID, and again, I will tell you all that there is absolutely no scientific evidence to prove that. I'm going to reiterate that to you all again. But meanwhile, we got him over here in Wisconsin doing that. And in San Diego, we have Miss Bridget. She wants to sing y'all a Christmas carol. Are y'all ready?
Bridget, let's end this emergency. I don't want a lot for Christmas. Just body autonomy. I don't care about the variants because of natural immunity. I just want my freedom now. The Constitution will show us how. Make my dreams come true. In the state of emergency and acknowledge early treatment. Ivermectin, not just horse paste, and hydroxychloroquine, vitamin C and vitamin D, then the zinc and quercetin. I won't wear a useless mask. I don't need to stay at home, and my kids should go to school. We don't need to be alone. I just want my freedom now. The Constitution will show us how. Make my dreams come true. Baby, I...
Let's give some finger snaps for... I declare, honey, what a disgrace. Do y'all have y'all teacups? Please take a sip. Baby, she look, and my biggest problem with this is the fact that she didn't even get the instrumental to the song. Why did you have to come up in there and try to sing over Mariah Carey and mess up her beautiful tune by putting that crap over it? That's my biggest problem. You could have at least downloaded you could have at least, at the very least, downloaded the instrumental. I declare, honey, what a disgrace. And see, this is what they breed. This is what they breed. You heard her. She talking about ivermectin, horse paste. Baby, if you don't sit your teen out your baby ass down somewhere, baby, it couldn't have been me, because I would have started dragging her ass out of there. I would have started dragging her ass out of there. I declare, honey, what a disgrace. But I expect nothing less from the QAnon Conspiracy Theory Club. I expect nothing different from them, and she's definitely a part of that. I can guarantee you she was one of the ones that traveled down to Dallas to resurrect JFK so Frumpy Dump could be reinstated as president. She probably was one of those kind, honey. For you to sit down and actually come up with something so trashy as that, and then come up to the mic, and then you have the mitigated gall to not even download the instrumental and disrespect the great Mariah Carey like that, baby. Oh, child. And you know COVID was all over that mic while they were snatching it. They probably had to disinfect it real, real good. I hate it here. Child. So we go... I just wanted to spring that on y'all. A little razzle-dazzle. So real brief, we'll talk about Jussie Smollett. As everybody knows, Jussie Smollett.
He did that shit. Guilty as
Absolutely. He did that shit. He guilty as fuck. And I don't care what nobody says. I will be talking about it, because this right here was a waste of the court's time as well as a waste of my time. It was a waste of everybody's time, because back when he did that crap and everybody found out he was lying the very next day, he should have just went ahead and took the city of Chicago's offer and paid them people that money for the resources that they had used looking for those fake attackers, and they could have went on their merry way. But now, Jussie got to go up there and prove a point, and go up there and embarrass us in all the doggone bathhouses in the world. We don't need to know about you and that man sitting up in there choking y'all chickens and stuff. You all up on the grandstand testifying to that. I just don't understand, honey. Why would he do something like this? If they had given me a way out and I knew that I had lied, baby, I'm taking the way out. But you so big, bad, and motherfucking bold. And honestly, if he had been a regular schmegular person on the street, that had did something like that, they wouldn't have even offered them to pay. They wouldn't even have the ability to pay. Justice Smollett should have took that and run with it. But no. He had to try to prove a point, and look at his dumb ass. Now he going to be convicted. I'm going to talk about it because he should not have done it. Not because it feeds into the right, because I know this is something that the right is grasping on to right now. I also know that this is a sore spot for black people, because we say, we see white people like Kyle Rittenhouse get away with things far more egregious than that, than what Justice Smollett did. But we have to think about what kind of precedent this sets and what this looks like. I don't do the hypocrisy. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to sit up here and say that I don't want Justice Smollett to pay for what he did. If he going to go to these great lengths to prove that he didn't freaking do it when he had a way out of it, when everybody knows that he did, I'm not going to feel sorry for him. I'm not going to feel sorry for him one bit. I hate that what he did was so counterproductive that he actually gave the MAGA crowd more reason to talk about us. That was so fucking stupid. That was stupid and dumb. And now, whenever they see him or whenever they need a meme about somebody actually doing some shit, they're going to pull his name up and they're going to say, I'm pulling a Jesse Smollett. It is completely disgusting. And I do not like it at all. So I am telling you right now, that is my sentiments on Justice Smollett. He did that shit. He's going to get what's coming to him. Like I told you all before, legal experts are weighing in. They're saying that because he has a lack of criminal history and no one was actually hurt in this crime except for him, because he says they scratched his eye. So, he will likely not get any jail time, possibly community service. I'm sure it's going to be a hefty fine involved in that, possibly probation. Probably probation. I'm not going to say possibly. I'm going to say probably probation. He's going to get that, and that's going to be the end of it. But his name will always be synonymous with telling lies, and that's not something that we needed. That was not something that we needed, a stain like that. So I don't like it, honey, and I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna talk about it. I'm sorry, my people, but it's just I'm all for uplifting black people, but it's just some stuff that your ass ain't got no business doing, and that's just one of them. Now, moving on to the other guilty party of the day, we're going to talk about Joshua Duggar. And basically what I'm going to harp on is what we were talking about sentencing. As we know, Josh Duggar has been found guilty of possession of CP. I know that a lot of people want for me to use another abbreviation for this, but I'm going to go with what he's convicted of. Child advocates are wanting to use another type of abbreviation for child pornography. When I'm talking about it, I'm going to talk about what he's convicted of. When I'm talking on TikTok or making my videos, I have to say CP. If I say anything else, you'll never see the video. But anyway, I digress. So Josh Duggar has been found guilty of 2 charges, possession of CP. These are federal charges, which are very, very, very serious for Josh Duggar. Now, we have to think about it that this federal court is in Arkansas. So, it's going to be very interesting to see what his sentence is going to be. But I'm going to give you my belief, or what I guess I would say my analysis on the situation. During the trial, they were allowed to introduce evidence of Josh's prior attraction to minors, meaning those incidents that happened back when he was 15. Even though, he was a minor at the time, it was still an attraction to minors in that time. You know what I'm saying? So I would say, because they were allowed to introduce this, and actually it came out in the trial that it was his sisters, as well as some babysitters, as well as a god sister that he had actually groped or touched in some type of way. So it was a little bit of new evidence, because we knew about the girls and we also knew about a couple of babysitters, but I did not know, and I don't know if you all did, I didn't know about the god sister. So there was a god sister that actually testified during the trial and talked about it. And she basically stated she was, that situation happened to her. So because they were allowed to introduce that into the trial, I believe that the judge is going to use that to weigh in on sentencing. And this is what's going to get Josh Duggar 15 years on each charge. I don't believe that Josh Duggar is going to get a full 20 years. And I don't believe that he's going to do, like if he gets 20 years on each count, that would add to 40. He's not going to get that. He's not going to do that much time. His time is going to be to run concurrent. You know what I'm saying? So he's going to do the sentence all at once. You know what I mean? So I believe he's going to get 15 years based on him having a lack of criminal history, but him getting a higher amount. Now, let me backpedal and pussy pop. He may get the 20 years because of the type of images that were seen. You see what I'm saying? I mean, this was some hardcore CP that was involved. They said the investigator that testified said this is the worst that he's ever seen. And he's been in internet crimes for almost 2 decades. And he said this was the worst type of imagery as far as child CP that he has ever seen. So I will say that if they weigh in, his prior instances of having an attraction to minors, and then you also weigh in the severity of the images that he had, he could get the 20-year sentence, but it's still going to be to run concurrent. But the good thing is it's federal, so he's actually going to have to do most of that sentence. There's not going to be no day for no day or nothing like that. He's going to do the sentence. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I think. At the trial, a number of his siblings came in. Now, I can't say if they were there to support or not. See, I made this statement in the video earlier about Jill Duggar. And the reason why, Derek Dillard making a post on Twitter saying, on the first day of jury deliberations, that he hoped that justice prevailed. And I knew that Derek Dillard and Jill Dillard have broke away from the camp of Duggar. You know what I'm saying? But what made me think about that, justice prevailing, what side would you be on? You know what I'm saying? What side? What side are you on here? And then I also heard in the same breath that Jill was in court that day and she actually hugged Josh. Now, I found out later that the reason why she was in court because she was listed as a witness. So she may not have shown up at all, but she did hug Josh in the courtroom. So I'm like, Derek, you kind of giving me mixed signals here. So I don't know. Springdale is the town that they live in. So anyway, I used to watch the Duggars. It really gave me a lot of pause that this was going on. I was very, very disheartened to see that they were frumpy dump tank sniffers, although I should have known the same thing that I feel about the Bates. Oh, man, it just broke my heart to find out that they were frumpy dump tank sniffers. But what did I expect from people from Tennessee? I mean, I should have known better. But, honey, my best friend, Mary, she's from Tennessee, but they from the backwoods, honey. So I should have suspected that. But it breaks my heart for the children. It breaks my heart for Anna, because we know that Anna is brainwashed. She's going to be definitely stuck under their thumb. She's stuck there. She, unless she can go to her father, which we all know that they don't got no money. So what is Anna going to do? She has little to no skills. What is going to happen to Anna and those babies? Are they going to be stuck under Jim Bob and Michelle because of the fact that they have nothing? Without them, they were living in a garage, a converted garage in the back of their house. It's just she doesn't even have a place to go. She's got to go back there. Let she go back with her parents and live in that trailer in the backwoods of Florida. That's the only thing I can say. And it probably won't be any better for her there. And I'm pretty sure her father is probably telling her to stand by him. They have a very fundamentalist lifestyle that it is not conducive for women. You can tell that they think poorly of their women. They don't treat them right. They think they're baby making machines. And this is so sad that he has done this to Anna, because I was really rooting for their relationship in the beginning. They were so cute, and that's the little young love, and they supposedly, had never touched or done anything like that. And I was rooting for that little relationship. But anyway, honey, I digress. Let's move on. So we're going to move on over here, y'all, and we're going to talk a little bit about frumpy dump, honey.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
And you know what, y'all? I'm going to have to backpedal and pussy pop out of that, because we ain't getting the frumpy dump yet. I got one more story I want to talk to y'all about before we get to frumpy dump. because I got two things I want to talk to you about Frumpy Dump. So we have a black couple that I wanted to speak to you about. This is Tanisha and Austin, I believe his name is. Let me find their name. Yeah, Paul Austin and Tanisha Tate Austin. They have filed a lawsuit in federal district court this week after appraiser in 2020 valued their California home at nearly $500,000 less than what it was worth earlier that year. Please listen to this story, and I'm going to be right back. And I'm playing her ass again. Oh, y'all. Where's the story? There you go.
You know what I mean? It was work, but it was exciting.
Paul and his wife Tanisha Austin felt like they captured a slice of the American dream in 2016 when they purchased their first home together, this original Marin City pole home. But it wasn't without challenges.
As soon as like a house came on the market, you go in, you put your bid in, and then you get outbid it by like 100,000 or more rather quickly. And that can be, you know, a little bit depressing.
They bought the home off market from another black family hoping to make homeownership a reality for a young black couple. After moving into the home built in the 1960s, the Austins staged major renovations, adding an entire floor and more than 1,000 square feet of space, along with a deck, new floors, a fireplace, and new appliances. Then they got it appraised.
I read the appraisal. I looked at the number. I was like, this is unbelievable.
The family tells me the appraiser was an older white woman, and they're convinced race was a factor. The home appraised for $989,000, just $100,000 more than the Austins got it appraised for before they started the work, despite $400,000 in renovations.
It was like, you know, it was a slap in the face.
The Austins immediately called their lender and pushed back. After a month of escalating their complaints, they were approved for a second appraisal. When the date came, they got creative.
We had a conversation with one of our white friends, and she was like, no problem, I'll be Tanisha. I'll bring over some pictures of my family. She made our home look like it belonged to her.
And it worked.
So it appraised for 1.482.
Yeah.
Which was 50% more than what it appraised for by a couple weeks prior.
Almost 1.5, $500,000 more.
The Austins were outraged and believe this is another ugly result of larger systemic issues.
There are implications of the ability to create generational wealth or pass things on if our house is appraised for 50% less than what is valued at.
You know, every time you think that things are getting better, because I see so many families, black families, so many people, so many of my friends, you know, buying homes and getting the American dream. And it's been more prominent in 2021 than I've ever seen it. I have been so happy for a lot of my friends that have been able to purchase homes. Well, you seen it weeks ago, but they hadn't filed a lawsuit weeks ago. They just filed the lawsuit. So that's why I'm talking about it. So, you know, I have been very, very happy for all of my friends that have been purchasing homes and making that step up. And I'm talking about, honey, not no bull crap. You know, they are buying, you know, beautiful, beautiful homes, you know, $1 million homes, you know, home, you know, just nice. And so this just disheartened me, because this is just clear evidence that they still have redlining going on. If you don't know what redlining is, you know, they still, it's just so sad. And I hope that this couple gets what their just due. I hope they get what they deserve in this case. I hope that lady loses her job and is never able to you have to be licensed to be an appraiser. I hope that she's never able to hold an appraiser's license again, because that is totally, totally out of line and disgusting. And just think how often that happens. Just think about if that family would have accepted that after they had just sunk $400,000 in that home, added an additional 1,000 square feet to that home, and you mean to tell me that it's only worth $100,000 more than what I paid for it? I declare, honey, what a disgrace. It's really sad to me that we still live in this type of society. When will it ever change is the question. When will we get away from this, the racism that has disenfranchised Black people for so very long, and it continues to this very day. And every single time I see stories like this, it just reminds me that we still have a whole lot of work to do. No matter how much work we have done, we apparently still have more work to do. This lady that did this to this couple, she probably has children that she's teaching to be like this. You know what I'm saying? And the last thing that I ever want to do is to teach my children to be homophobic or be racist or, or anything like that. That's the last thing that I'm trying to do. It is my first responsibility to teach them to be loving and accepting of all people. That way, when they get old enough and they get a job, they wouldn't even think of doing anything like that. It's terrible. And it's a shame that we still live in this type of society. And I hope that Paul Austin and Tanisha Tate Austin get every single penny of the lawsuit that they, of the money that they want in this case. And I hope that lady never has an appraiser's license again. In fact, I hope that she has to flip burgers at McDonald's to survive. And let's see, she's probably one of the ones that don't want McDonald's people to get paid $15 an hour. But I digress. Child. So let's move on, honey. I had to tell y'all about that. Let's move on over to a frumpy dump store, child, because we got some big news coming out of New York. Attorney General Letitia James has requested for frumpy dump to give a deposition in her fraud probe. As you know, frumpy dump was has already given a deposition in the Manhattan District Attorney's investigation. Now she wants him to scurry his ass on over, and she wants him to give a deposition in her case. And she is so strong. She wants his ass so bad that, guess what, y'all? Letitia James pulled out of the governor's race today. She says that she said that she wants to focus on pursuing the things that she has going on now. So she said she pulled out of the race. She said, I've come to the conclusion that I must continue my work as Attorney General. There are a number of important investigations and cases underway, and I intend to finish the job. I am running for re-election to complete the work of New Yorkers elected, the work that New Yorkers elected me to do. So Kathy Hochul, she just got a boost in her campaign because Attorney General Letitia James actually pulled out of the race today. This is just, I don't know what, she said what made her come to that conclusion. I believe she wants to get Frumpy Dump's ass. And also, it looks really bad. And let me tell you why it looks really bad in that case. Because Letitia James just worked really freaking hard to get rid of Andrew Cuomo. Let's just be honest. She did a stellar investigation into him. And for her to come back and say that she's running for governor, we have to understand how optics work. And I believe that optics in that situation, that didn't look too good. So I like that she pulled out of it. It's going to give her a better chance. And that way she doesn't have to deal with these interrogations that's going to come because of that. So I think that she did a good thing by pulling out. I think that she's doing a great thing by continuing to pursue Frumpy Dump Trump, because he definitely deserves to be pursued. And I hope that she gets that deposition. And because Manhattan got theirs, I can guarantee that she's going to get hers. So in this probe, prosecutors are saying that Frumpy Dump actually valued his building that he had at $527 million to lenders, but informed tax officials that it was actually worth around $16 million. And then there was there's other facets to it, but that's one of the bigger parts of it, is that he actually undervalued his properties to to stop, to not have to pay taxes. So that's basically what that's about. So I'm hoping that he does get deposed, honey. I really want them to release the deposition from before. Now the problem with those depositions is they can answer the questions. I refuse to answer any questions under the grounds that they may incriminate me. That really pisses me off. They do have the ability to plead the fifth, but at the end of the day, it still will be good to see Frumpy Dump sweat and see that lace front come up a little bit. Do y'all think Frumpy Dump wears a lace front, or do y'all think that's just a cheap ass toupee? You know, he used like $60,000 in a year doing his hair. So I'm wondering if it was it for lace fronts, or was it just for a cheap ass toupee? I declare, honey, what a disgrace. Well, y'all, that is all I have for tonight. I hope that y'all really enjoyed this episode. Make sure y'all thumbs up this video. If you're on YouTube, make sure you subscribe and thumbs up the video. If you're on Facebook, make sure you love the video. Somebody got an angry face on my video. It probably was a Frumpy Dump tank sniffer that snuck up in here. So y'all who are still in here, check y'all likes and make sure. I don't like to see that. I don't like to see that. So y'all check that. All of y'all in podcast land, thank y'all so much for listening and joining me. I really appreciate it. And I will see y'all next week. Make sure y'all have a lovely day and a lovely weekend. Love y'all so much. Have a good night. Bye.